What is up, everybody? Welcome back into another episode of To The Show Baseball Podcast presented by Beyond the Monster. I am your host, Andrew Parker, and today's episode, we're diving into the Atlanta Braves organization. We have Nathan Wiles on. Nathan actually made his MLB debut early this year. Didn't go as planned. We did talk about that a little bit. We dive into, him getting called up for the first time, and now he's back in Triple-A in Gwinnett, and he's pitching pretty well right now. So he's fresh off winning the International League Pitcher of the Week last week. So we do dive into that, dive into a couple things he did over the offseason and put him into position to make his MLB debut this season. Before I get any further, if you're watching me on YouTube, listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever it is you get your podcast, please like, subscribe, thumbs up, comment, helps me a ton. It's always appreciated. But without further ado, let me shoot you on to the interview with Nathan Wiles.
All right. I am here with Nathan Wiles of the Atlanta Braves organization. Nathan is fresh off winning the International League Pitcher of the Week for his performance last week, which that's exactly where I am going to start off. Nathan, obviously you are coming off one of your best starts of the year last week. What was working? How did you feel during the outing?
I felt pretty good. We had a little bit of a rain delay to begin the day, but I felt like execution on that day was just abnormally high. Like execution is usually pretty good in a lot of my games, but execution was really good last week. So that's kind of where it all came from.
Yeah, I feel like you've had a few outings this year that you've gone 6+, for Gwinnett, and obviously the one last week, you had a shutout outing, and you only allowed 3 hits, you had 7 strikeouts. So was there anything, I guess, to this point? Obviously, since you got back down to Triple-A, has there been anything that you've been working on in regards to usage for pitches, or are you doing anything like that these days?
I'm trying to throw my slider a little more. That's pretty much it. I usually use my fastball changeup cutter pretty evenly. So I'm trying to get the slider in there just a little bit more often, just to add in, something else that the hitter has to worry about. But other than that, now it's just focus on attacking early and trying to finish them when I get ahead.
And I know we kind of talked about this a little bit off air. I know you've probably had a million questions about going up and making your MLB debut this year. And, obviously that was probably a whirlwind in itself. But I want to ask, since you've been back down to Triple-A, I know it was just the one outing, but was there anything that you took with you? Is the pressure off a little bit? You're just getting it over with. What has it been like, mentally and everything since being back down?
Yeah, so my debut was nothing like I thought it would be. It was pretty bad, honestly, if I'm going to speak candidly. But the thing I took back down to Triple-A was I've been holding on to that outing for a long time. And every time I think about it, I actually get pretty pissed off because it didn't go the way that I wanted to. And so now that's pretty much my sole motivation for everything I'm doing right now, because I'm still pretty angry with how I did, and I just want to show that I can actually be a good MLB baseball player. And now it's just try to get back there.
And so, obviously you said it pretty candidly. It was you're mad at it. It was a bad outing, not what you were hoping for. Obviously that's it's very apparent from how you're saying that. So my thing is, once you do put yourself back into the position to go up and, make a second appearance, what kind of things are you going to do maybe differently? Is it going to be like a different prep? What's it going to look like?
Yeah, my sequencing was a little off when I went up there. I didn't shake at all. I didn't do what I am doing here. I did pretty much the opposite up there. So, I guess that goes a little into still the same game, it's still everything should be the exact same, all this stuff. And now when I go up there, I'm going to learn to, hey, it's the same game and do the same stuff that I've been doing.
Well, I want you to take me a little before the debut, and I want to take towards the off season. And obviously, you know, the work that you did in the off season put you into a spot to be on the the major league roster radar. So, how did you spend this off season? Like, what kind of things did you do?
Yeah, I actually got after it. So last season wasn't very good with the Rays. I got moved into like a reliever situation towards the end of the year, and I pitched okay. Like I did, I started to throw really bad, and then at the end, Tampa just said start throwing all changeups, and I did that and started throwing up a bunch of zeros, and so I was like, all right, that's cool. It's nice that I'm able to do that. But there are some changes that I'm gonna have to make, and so yeah, this offseason I was probably one of the I don't know how to describe it, but it was like up to 100 the whole offseason. Like there was no slowing down.
So, with you saying that obviously you were throwing a lot of changeups at the end of last year and everything, like what does your current pitch arsenal look like these days?
Yeah, so fastball, changeup, slider, and a cutter. I pretty much use my fastball, changeup, cutter, like pretty evenly. And then slider, I'm trying to get it in there a little bit more often. But yeah, that's pretty much what I got.
And you're obviously brand new to the Braves org, and as you had just mentioned, you were hearing the Rays were telling you some things to do and pitches to throw. Once you got to Atlanta, did they give you any like pitches? Did they tell you they saw this out of you? Like, what was that like? I guess changing orgs.
Yeah, it was weird. They told me to be me. I was a reliever at the end of last year, and they said, "Hey, you're going to go back to being a starter." They said I could go to Double-A, I could go to Triple-A. They didn't know yet when I first came over, so that was a little new to me, a little iffy right off the bat. But ended up in Gwinnett, and yeah, haven't really looked back since. But they haven't said a whole lot. They just said keep doing me.
Yeah, and I feel like that had to be a kind of a weird feeling this past spring training. Obviously, you've been a professional for a few years now, obviously, but
yeah.
You were almost a rookie again in the Braves camp because you didn't really know a lot. You may not have known all your coaches' names, the development staff, all new teammates. What was the biggest challenge of getting to spring training and being around a whole new set of people?
Oh, I might have lost you. You cut off at the end right there.
Oh, you got me now.
I heard that you called me a rookie again on year 7.
Yeah.
To be fair, like, no, I know exactly what you mean, and that's exactly what it was like. Where it's like I didn't know anybody, I didn't know any of the coaches, and then once I got into our Triple-A locker room, like we have a pretty old team, I guess. So even in that aspect too, I was like, again, I was one of the younger guys here, and I was like, well, that's new to me because I was one of the older guys on. So yeah, that actually is pretty accurate. Like I did kind of feel like a rookie again.
Yeah, and I was only saying that in regard. I don't know if I cut off, but
I know. I'm messing with
you. Yeah, you probably felt like a rookie again. You're just like, I
Right.
don't know. I don't even know my development staff's name right now, or let alone like half the coaches in the organization. But yeah, it always seems like an interesting transition whenever you're going from a new team right before spring.
Right.
But I got a couple questions left before I let you slide here. I know that the weather is warming up a little bit, and obviously, you kind of mentioned it. It's finally warm now. So, what are you doing on your Monday off days?
So since I got back to being a starter, my body feels pretty bad on days that I don't throw or like the few days after I pitch. So I'm usually just gonna take it easy. But yeah, I mean, I'll sit by the pool. I'll hang out with some of the guys, but I'm not doing anything like too active.
Okay, so you're not golfing with the other starters or anything like that?
No, I've golfed once this season, and that was the first time I golfed in like 3 or 4 years. So,
Wow.
yeah, that's not me.
Just know you are in the rare minority for especially starting pitchers.
I know, but I did hit a birdie, so you know what? That's all I needed. That's all I needed out of the day.
Take the wins.
Right.
So you're not playing video games. You're not doing anything that any other pitcher is doing.
I'll play some games too, but
okay.
but to me, yeah, that's pretty chill. I don't get into it as much as, some guys can.
Okay.
Definitely used to, but in season, I'm definitely a little more chill and relaxed, especially on my off days. Yeah.
Okay. I got a question regarding something I talked to you about before we started recording. I mentioned that, the very last episode I recorded was with an Oklahoma Sooner. You guys are absolutely everywhere. I
That's
think
right.
it speaks volumes to the baseball program going on in Norman, Oklahoma.
Yep.
And obviously football as well. I mean, all sports. I mean, softball as well. I mean, they're a
Right.
powerhouse, but what do you I guess when you look around the league and you look around the professionals and you see Oklahoma guys just spread out everywhere, what does that say about the Oklahoma baseball program?
I love it. It's so sick. Um, I think OU is the best place to play if you're a high school kid and you want to get an opportunity. OU was the best decision I ever made. Um, and yeah, it seems like everyone who comes out of OU basically is just a dog and is going to end up in the MLB somehow. Like you have Jake Irvin, you have someone just debuted for Chicago, but I didn't Horton.
Yep.
I don't know him very well, but like everyone out of OU is just like apparently the best player ever now. So
It's insane.
now I'm trying to keep up with all the guys who are now just coming out of OU. But no, it's great. It's great. The program's awesome. Everyone involved in it is unbelievable. I can't say enough about it.
I think you nailed it. Every single guy that comes out of there seems like a stud, especially
Yeah,
pitchers. I know
right,
that you can't sleep on the hitters as well, but
right.
you guys are, I mean, you're turning out
Yeah,
like
OU
3 to
might be a
4
pitching
runs.
factory for sure.
Honestly, man, I honestly can't help it. I'm a Mizzou guy, so I don't know.
Mm,
Like, I don't really have anywhere to talk.
no,
But
OU's got it though. Skip Johnson knows exactly what he's doing with every single guy who comes through the program.
yeah, it's nuts. All right, I got one last question here for you before I let you
Yep.
slide. Obviously you are, you've had a pretty interesting first half of your season, and it's
Yep.
not even to the halfway point yet, but you obviously made the MLB debut. I know that winning pitcher of the week probably isn't really like an award that you were like gunning for, but you obviously got named that, got,
Right.
MILB tweeted out, all that stuff. But for you, let's just say by the All-Star break in July. So we're creeping towards there. What other
Yeah.
goals do you have in mind that you want to hit? Whether they're statistical goals, whether they're personal goals, like what do you got?
For me, everything is about trying to stay as consistent as I can. So I'm off to a pretty, like the first, I don't know, third of the year has been all right so far. So for me, it's just trying to keep all of whatever I'm doing just up for the whole year and stay, here the entire season. So it's all about consistency. Give the coaches like as soon as I'm out there, they know exactly what they're gonna get. It's the same every time. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. There's not a whole lot like outside of that like I try to do.
All right, Nathan. Well, I
Yep.
appreciate all the time. Obviously, going to be looking out for you once you get to make that second appearance up at the major league level and get
Sounds good.
a little rebound. But thank you so much for hopping on.
Absolutely. Appreciate it.